My name is Paul Frost and I am the Green Party parliamentary candidate for Mansfield in Nottinghamshire. Yeah, we realise that immigration is a concern. It's a concern in many areas of the country. I have to say though, in Mansfield it's not as noticeable a factor locally as it is in some parts of the country. However, people do have concerns. We have to look at where those concerns are coming from. Those concerns are about services, about public services and provision and people's access to them, about schools and hospitals, and about those services being overloaded. Now, it's the duty of governments to render the correct levels of funding and the correct levels of public services to a population as is required in an area, down to the level of population in that area, whether that population is increasing or decreasing. What we've seen is government taking a decision to slash public services. The austerity measures of this government have been what have been driving people's concerns and worries. And then we see a concerted attempt by the media, by newspapers with their front pages, a concerted attempt to whip up fears and to scapegoat and blame people for the lack of provision or where services run short. They are trying to blame and scapegoat minorities and people who are migrating into the country. And when we look at the actual figures, immigrants actually make a net contribution to this country. They are actually benefiting our country. They are working hard, they are paying taxes. There are concerns about wage levels and concerns that some large employers are recruiting people who they feel they can exploit because they're from different countries where wage levels are lower and will be prepared to accept lower wages. Now, we have to be honest, we don't defeat that by attacking the migrants. We defeat that by asking for living wages. We defeat that by allowing proper union organisation in companies where this is happening. We defeat that by taking on the people who are doing the exploitation, not by blaming the people who they are attempting to exploit. It's a basic principle of solidarity that if we stand together as ordinary working people in our workplaces, then we can win. If we're divided, that is when we lose. And what the media and the right and certain of the less scrupulous elements of employers are trying to do is divide us amongst ourselves. And they know that we cannot win if we're divided. We need to be united if we are to achieve decent living standards, decent wages and decent conditions at work.